Happy Horse 1.1 offers native multilingual audio, and it is tons of fun.
Vous ne savez pas qui je suis. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다. 你唔知我係邊個. Du weißt nicht, wer ich bin. あなたは私が誰だか知らない. 你不知道我是誰.
You don't know who I am. Neither does the model that made me.
In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make this video shot by shot using the Venice Studio. Using Happy Horse through Venice allows your identity to stay shielded because your requests are sent anonymized to the model. We're also going to use a little bit of seed dance and cling in this video just to spice it up. And if you want to follow along and practice, you can get the prompt pack below. Let's get started. So we're going to start here in the Venice Studio. And the first thing we're going to need is our subject. So maybe you have a photo you're going to use here, in which case you can skip this step. But for now, I'm going to generate my photorealistic portrait of a 30-year-old woman with medium brown shoulder-length hair. And she's going to have a calm, neutral expression looking straight at the lens. This is important because of the framing of all of our future shots. Now, you can choose a model here. You have plenty of models to choose from with Venice. I'm going to go ahead. I actually think Grok Imagine is going to be a good one for this. And I am going to choose a tall 9:16 aspect ratio because I want to make a vertically oriented social media video. Okay, so that is going to be our subject for this video. So now the next step is to jump into the video tab so we can queue up all our shots at once. We're going to make sure we have Happy Horse 1.1 reference queued up. And I'll click this plus, add from assets, and select our subject. I'm going to change the shot length to 5 seconds each. Make sure it's 9:16 aspect ratio. We'll stay 1080p for high clarity here. So now I'm pasting in the prompt skeleton. And you'll see here now the backdrop needs to be changed, the language, the line in that language, and the ambiance. That needs to be changed in each prompt, which you can follow in the prompt template pack to do so. So, for example, in my Japan shot, we have Mount Fuji on a clear day behind her, soft daylight, shallow depth of field. She looks directly into the lens, calm and readable, and she says something in Japanese. So that is essentially what every one of our prompts is going to look like. You're going to copy and paste the skeleton and then your unique backdrops and lines in the language for each shot. And I'll shoot that off. And now what's cool about the Venice Studio is that we'll queue up and we can just keep going without having to wait for the generation to finish. So here's our second one in Mandarin, Great Wall of China. French, I know that one. Vous ne savez pas qui je suis. Le modèle qui m'a créé ne le sait pas non plus. Now it's starting to generate here, and we're lucky because it's using the character right. However, if you're not getting the results you want, I'm going to show you a tip that we probably should have done to begin with. And that is, instead of saying the name of the character, we tag the image. So as you see, this image here is at image 1. And that's what we want to say. Medium shot of image 1, centered in frame, static, locked camera, etc., etc. So then the model knows exactly who we're talking about here. Now, we got away with it, but I do notice she's not exactly the same size in every video.
あなたは私が誰だか知らない. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다.
Okay, now here I've got the last one I've got to submit. And in this one, I'm actually going to follow the rules here. The models aren't stupid. If you attach a reference image, it'll know that's what you're talking about. But the best practice here is to tag it. So instead of saying Mara, we say reference image 1. So then it knows exactly we're referring to that image. This is especially helpful if you're working with more than one character, obviously. So we've almost got all of them generated. We're waiting on 2 more.
あなたは私が誰だか知らない. 私を作れたモデルでさえ知らない。你不知道我是谁。连创造我的模型也不知道。
Now, I don't speak these languages, so I can't verify the authenticity. They sound really good to me. Now, as we wait for those to generate, I'll just give you a pro tip here. I don't know where else to do this, and this will destroy your privacy or anonymity if you need it for this project, but head over to Gemini, the Google app, and upload one of the clips and just ask, is the language used here accurate? and phrased well. And Gemini actually watches the video, listens, and lets you know. There we go. So that is a pro tip, but remember, this will destroy your anonymity and privacy for this project we're working on. So we've got all our shots now, and now I'll head over to the movie editor. And this is where we're going to stitch it all together. Here are all our shots, and I'll just click them one at a time to put them on screen in the same order I generated them. So I'll start here at the bottom. And the kicker here is we're going to end it in English. And what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to trim these shots.
Vous ne savez pas qui je suis. Le modèle qui m'a créé ne le sait pas non plus.
Then we put the next one. And do that for every
Pas
shot.
non plus. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다. You don't know who I am. Neither does the model that made me.
Great. So now we're going to put a title card, clicking text. And since this is a little bit of a promo for Venice, we'll use the Venice keys. Say 7 languages, no identity attached. So we have the base for our social media video now. And if we go through it, it looks kind of fun. And now we want to generate a music track. It needs to be about 40 seconds. My favorite model is 11 Labs, but it is the most expensive. So I recommend messing around with the different models so you find something you like. We're going to force instrumental here so there's no vocals. We're going to go with, I want something electronic and orchestral, and we want 40 seconds. And here for the actual prompt, I recommend going into the Venice chat, finding a model, any model will do, and say, generate a music generation prompt for a 40-second video that shows a character going through different languages around the world to show off a privacy feature. Something like that anyway. And then we say we want electronic and orchestral vibes. Shoot that off and work with it until you get a prompt that you like. Then paste it in. Nice and simple. So I can download that, but I know it's in my asset library, so I'll head back to the movie editor. Here in media, we go to audio. There it is. Drag that in. And now we have some sound. Now it's got a little bit of a crescendo there.
Who I am. Neither does the
I'm going to put that at the very end. So the audio is actually going to
Vous ne savez
start a
pas
little
qui je
late.
suis. Le modèle qui m'a créé ne le sait pas non plus. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다. You don't know who I am. Neither does the model that made me.
Great. And we could, of course, workshop that music, but for now, I like it. The final thing I'm going to do here is head back to the video tab. And I've pasted in a prompt that will now show all the real world landmarks in rapid succession. So we'll see Mount Fuji, Great Wall of China, Eiffel Tower, etc. And these are all going to just flash behind her in a single video, similar to what we see here, but it'll all be one shot. And we can either start or end the video with that. I think it'll be neat. And there it is. It looks nice. I like how there's a breathing feeling. She's not exactly the same in every picture. I like that. But it's a little too slow. So we're going to find this reload original draft button, restore the draft, and I'm just going to make it, let's say 3 seconds instead, so it'll be extra fast. And shoot that off. There we go. Okay, not quite what I was imagining. So I'm going to reload the original draft and shoot that off again. So I still don't like how it's doing the double screen thing. I'm going to reload the draft, and I'm going to do this with Sea Dance. And I'm also going to do it with Cling. Okay, not exactly what I had in mind, but I like the vibe. In general, it's what I was looking for. So let's compare that to Cling. And if Kling isn't good, we'll go with this one. That makes me want to see a longer version, actually. So we'll reload that. And let's do 5 seconds. Now, this has given me one more idea to close this video out, and that is to regenerate the last shot of the English language with the world going by fast with the sun setting. So let's try that. I'm going to make it an 8-second shot. She says in English, "You don't know who I am," etc., etc. And we see all the landmarks in the background. And I think that will make a cool ending here. So we're in 9:16. And what's great about this one, because it's in English, we can get away with using C dance or Kling. So I'm going to shoot that off to C dance and again to Kling. And then we will pop these into our final video. Okay, let's see here. She's like on a train.
You don't know who I am. Neither does the model that made me.
Okay, not bad. I'm going to make it quicker though. One other idea I just had to make this better is after they say the first part, "You don't know who I am,"
Vous ne savez pas qui je suis.
we cut it. And then only at the very end in English do we hear that last line.
你唔知我係邊個
I actually think this will be much more effective.
Du weißt nicht, wer ich bin.
All right. And now I think it's at a better place and it's quicker. So we're at less than 30 seconds now.
Vous ne savez pas qui je suis. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다. 你唔知我係邊個 Du weißt nicht, wer ich bin. あなたは私が誰だか知らない。你不知道我是谁. 당신은 내가 누군지 모릅니다.
I like that.
You don't know who I am. Neither does the model that made me.
So that's Happy Horse 1.1. There's tons of fun to be had with it. And remember, on the Venice Studio, you can use it with plenty of other models to get the highest quality product you're looking for. Happy creating, and check out the Venice Discord to share with us what you're working on.